their struggles last.
Well. And he gets it back into the end zone. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offense.
In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. And that will make this a 16-point lead. So not only... So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Returning it, John Ross. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Possession of the football going back over to the Giants. Quarter, but work to be done as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. Got a man open. It's Ross. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
Now a carry for Sanders. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Miles Sanders, the ball carrier. Devin McCourty on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
$16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Giants nothing.
The Giants on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's got the first before he's brought down and bring him down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. He is going to...
Blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Mayfield over the middle. It's Thomas.
Mayfield's pass.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Giants on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Chandler Jones in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for New York. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again. Ryan. This complete left side to Aguilar. And all the way down to the 35. Big yardage that time for Washington. 47 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now pass complete here to Sanders. Not much there, only a yard.
Complete to Emmanuel Sanders.
One thing, routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington 1st down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Hunt. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Number 27, Kareem.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up
operating from the gun. Ryan. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now, as to this point, they're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Nelson Aguilar.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Tucker now to add the point after.
The extra point.
And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
27-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far, is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Bo Allen in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
Starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Chandler Jones in there to sack number 18 on the season for him.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the 2nd quarter.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Ryan. Finds his tight end Ingram.
Ryan's pass.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Here's Ryan. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just 1 but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 750.
Yeah, you talk about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
Complete.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
And a yard at the 30-yard line.
They run with Hunt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. This offense, number 1 in the NFL in picking up 1st downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because you keep picking up 1st downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They run the counter. It's Hunt. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ryan gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Aguilar has it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Another Washington.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Ryan. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Matt Ryan now 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We'll go in there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30. A 10-play drive that time. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
As the offense comes out, we put our Madden spotlight on Baker Mayfield. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins with running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
As they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one.
And there's a complete...
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's in his zone, 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
brings up second.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Jameis Winston with 3 touchdown passes. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And you can see there, it's the visiting L.A. Rams who have the lead in that one. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And that one's gone to halftime with the visiting 49ers out in front. Chris Godwin, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. In our game, it was the former MVP, Matt Ryan, with a strong first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he'll get it up
At their own.
a look at Washington as they come onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll contain him to just 4, second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go. And 1. They run again with Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Mayfield. Trying for Sanders, but this is intercepted. Nick Needham picks it off, and he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
New York ready to go again offensively. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Mayfield now. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line.
Intercepted.
And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defense coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Now Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Tucker's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger.
Giants nothing.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just...
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Nick Needham picks it off, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, Because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now it's Hunt. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Washington.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the shotgun, Ryan. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
3 yards. It's now
they stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 12 on the year. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Tucker now to add the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off as he did so with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. We get a glance at the Washington defense as they head back out there. And they forced 4 turnovers now in that last possession, most recently the interception.
I'd love to be in charge of their highlight video at the end of the season, though, because this game, you could cut it into one sequence, take away, take away, take away, take away, and everyone goes home happy.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield looking left side and completing it to Thomas.
Mayfield's pass.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now Sanders. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the 1st.
The tackle made at the 36-yard.
Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Sanders. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Left side here to Sanders. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Miles Sanders. No gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd down.
Mayfield to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Mayfield on play action. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To throw, Mayfield. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
He is going to find Hill here. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And the Giants are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up.
They'll try to run with Madison. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown.
Touchdown.
Alexander Madison, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Giants gain a bit of respectability.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
It means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people, to power his way forward.
An extra point attempt here still to come. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Return. Washington takes over 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Ryan into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
First and 10.
Brandon, these cornerbacks had their hands full all afternoon long, but they finally get a measure of revenge as he gets himself in a nice spot. He's able to get two hands on the football and pick it off.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Following the interception, Mayfield got a man open. It's Ross. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. John Ross, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the...
They push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
today. From Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Matt Ryan and the Washington football team.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington football team and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll have Matt Ryan calling the shots, the former MVP and 3rd overall pick.
Just 4 weeks left in the regular season, and he has to be firmly in the driver's seat for the MVP award.
Yeah, as the month of December wears on, we'll see how this all shakes out, and the debate will certainly heat up. But he's done everything they've asked of him.
Wouldn't you love to be in his head right now, though, to see what he's thinking, how much this is affecting him? Is he thinking about it at all? Are his teammates talking to him about it? He's dealing with a little bit of pressure, though, even though he's right now the #1 guy.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Hunt. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
First down,
and early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Pickup of 3. Brings up second.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the 1st down marker at the Bucs 39. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
It's a gain of 6.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
First down, Washington.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Ryan. And his throw's going to be incomplete. There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free.
Incomplete. John Johnson on the coverage.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Kamale Correa drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So here are the Bucs.